All right, and we are back for our daily college basketball best bets here on April 1st. We've got the college basketball crown and the NIT today in the world of college basketball. We do have 5 best bets for the first time in a while. The one game we're not going to do today, because there are 6 games on the schedule as a whole, and I'm just going to say it right now, is Tulane versus USC. I hate that game. If I had to pick it, I'd go Tulane plus 9.5, and probably USC wins it. But I'm going to completely stay away from that basketball game. So that's the one game not featured today. We have the other 3 crown games today and the 2 NIT semifinals before tomorrow's slate on Wednesday, where we have 2 more crown games and the NIT championships on Thursday. So yeah, we only have 2 games tomorrow. So this is actually the final 5 best bets video of the entire year. Wow. We're not done though, obviously. We're taking this all the way till the end of the week, until the official end of the college basketball season. Okay, let's get on to the first of our 5 best bets. But before we do that, folks, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more daily college basketball best bets here on the channel. We got you covered post-college basketball season with daily NBA predictions and best bets, daily MLB best bets, and on Greedo Plays MMA, our weekly UFC predictions. This week, Josh Emmett, Leroy Murphy in the main event. That's in the description down below. And also our PFL World Tournament predictions. This week, Jason Jackson, Andre Koreshkov in the main event on Thursday on ESPN2. Make sure to go check that out. Link in the description down below. And go subscribe to Greedo Plays MMA as well. Okay, on to the first of our 5 games today. We're starting things off with the ultimate Cincinnati hate watch. Okay, guys, this is the entire season in the making right now. Cincinnati hate watch continues. Give me the DePaul Blue Devils to not beat Cincinnati. I don't think they do that. But I will laugh, by the way, if DePaul actually beats Cincinnati. But give me DePaul plus 9.5. All right, hear me out, guys. DePaul actually was not that bad at the end of the season. Hey, we saw Georgetown yesterday with a very fun game, not gonna lie. I mean, late night spot where they went out and beat Wazoo. Didn't cover the 3.5 points, but if you took the parlay we told you to take them the 3 favorites at the end of the night, you won. So, whatever. Utah, I don't understand Utah's final shot, or 2 last shots. They should have beat Butler. They choked it. They came back. Why is Gabe Madsen not take one of the last 2 shots for Utah? I don't know. Anyways, guys, DePaul to close the season actually wasn't playing their worst basketball. Let's look, okay, March and onwards. March 5th, road game in Providence, Rhode Island. They beat the Friars by 3 points, 80-77. Then back-to-back victories over Georgetown, the team we were just talking about, who is now in the final 8 of the Crown tournament. DePaul beat Georgetown in back-to-back games. We laughed about it all the time because, they're not going to beat Georgetown 2 times. They're not going to beat them 3 times. They did. They beat Georgetown 3 times this season. So back-to-back wins over Georgetown, and then a loss to Creighton. But guys, they took Creighton to double overtime, and Creighton, obviously a tournament team. All right, this will play, and we're getting 9.5 points here at DePaul. I'm cool with this. I am more than cool with this. And with the Crown, right, there's so many guys who may or may not play, so it's hard to keep track. We'll see. But for Cincinnati, right, they've got quite a bit of seniors on this team. CJ Gunn, the transfer portal is hard to keep track of, and I know yesterday I messed up. I didn't see Donovan Dunn to UCLA. I'm not gonna lie, that was bad. I didn't see it till shout out to whoever said in the comment section. Yeah, I mean, I guess someone called me a moron too, but it's okay. It's fine. The transfer portal is hard to keep track of, right? Okay, Donovan Dent's going to UCLA. I love the move, by the way. I think it's going to be great. UCLA is winning the Big Ten next season, all right? UCLA basketball is so back. Let's forget I had them going to the Final Four this year. Anyways, CJ Gunn, to the best of my knowledge, is not in the transfer portal. I saw him retweet a practice video and a hype-up video from DePaul 8 hours ago, so I'm pretty sure CJ Gunn's playing. That's all I need to know. CJ Gunn plays big minutes for this team. He plays 35 a night. Former Indiana Hoosier, got to see him play in Bloomington last season. CJ Gunn's a hooper. He is. And he's going to be leading this DePaul team in this game. You get him, you get Isaiah Rivera. There's some hoopers on this squad. Blocker as well. Leighton Blocker averages 10 points a game. And for Cincinnati, okay, again, the hate watch continues for Cincinnati, right? Big news out of them, they just hired the OKC Thunder scout Corey Evans as the new men's basketball general manager. Great. I've said it all year long, Cincinnati's not good. They just are not. They got it going kind of at the end of the year with their one victory in the Big 12 tourney, but they beat Oklahoma State, and Oklahoma State, talk about disappointing. Abu Usman and the guys, oh man, they were horrible. Anyways, they beat Oklahoma State, but then they get killed by Iowa State in their next game of the Big 12 tourney. They had lost 4 out of 5 to end the season. Houston, K-State, OK State, beating Oklahoma State in the tournament, and then losing to Iowa State. Okay, well, we've talked about this, the problems with Cincinnati all season long. I will detail it to you one more time. They don't have one scorer that's going to take over the basketball game, and they're not good enough where, all of these guys are just going to come together and it's going to be a group effort like a Michigan State. It's just not how Cincinnati is. There's Jizzle James, there's Day Thomas, there's Dan Skillings, there's Seamus Lukauskas, and there's Dylan Mitchell. Okay, who knows how many of these guys are going to be playing due to the portal. I assume they're probably all playing given they're 9.5-point favorites, okay? And most of these guys are seniors. Regardless, DePaul's good enough to stay in this basketball game. I don't see Cincinnati just pulling away from them. I'm hoping I don't get, flashbacks of the OK State game in the Big 12 tournament where we actually had the Cowboys, but that was just such an unimpressive shooting night out of Oklahoma State. I think they're going to be okay. Is DePaul. I don't think they're going to be like Oklahoma State. There are scores on this Blue Demons team. And I get it, they were a 4-16 team in conference play this season, but hell, we just saw Arizona State yesterday who won 3 games in their conference in this tournament too. Cincinnati was slightly better in the Big 12, and there's quite a bit of Big 12 teams in this because we're going to have another one coming up in the Colorado Buffaloes later in the video. This game, though, specifically, I'm taking the DePaul Blue Demons to cover the 9.5 points. I think they're able to keep up scoring-wise, and I think, again, their final 4 games of the season in the Big East are real telling. 3-point win against Providence, 6-point win over Georgetown, 4-point win over Georgetown, in double overtime, 4-point loss to the Creighton Blue Jays. Turn me up, plus 9.5 to Paul Blue Demons to kick off the day at noon. All right, so now we're off to a great start here with the College Basketball Crown. We then go to our next game in the Crown, Oregon State versus UCF. Run me UCF, okay? The Knights are minus 4.5 here, minus 200. I don't mind parlaying this and our next winner. Just straight money line, so we don't got to worry about the points. At the same time, sure, I'm okay with minus 4.5 here for UCF. They are much better. I don't know if I can say much better. They are. No, I will say they're much better than Oregon State, guys. Oregon State had their season ended by Pepperdine, and I don't care how much March, insanity and chaos that Pepperdine caused, right? They were balling towards the end of the year. I think, right, Todorovic had 34 in that ball game against Oregon State. Mo Odom was the big star of the West Coast Conference tournament. I understand that. You cannot lose to Pepperdine. I don't care they were on their run. Oregon State's loss to Pepperdine immediately disqualifies them from being any bit of a threat in this tournament, right? No. I don't even know how they're here. Did the Crown only request the 2 former Pac-12 schools of the West Coast Conference? I assume so, because they didn't get San Francisco or Santa Clara, and this tournament is supposed to be more prestigious than the NIT. So I assumed they're still under the old Pac-12 contract. That's why they just got Oregon State and Wazoo, I think. Because why didn't the Broncos nor the Dons go to this? Because they're much better than these 2 teams. Anyways, we saw Wazoo lose yesterday, is what it is. Shout out. Again, Georgetown, the Hoyas for finally coming through for us one time. About damn time. I don't know how I feel. They could get Nebraska tomorrow, actually. We might take them to beat Nebraska. I get it, Bryce Williams was great, 30 points yesterday, but still. Regardless, Oregon State's not good. They're not good. They finished the year on a 3-game losing streak, and sure, 2 of those games were San Francisco and St. Mary's. You lost to Pepperdine. I don't care. Losing to Pepperdine when your season's on the line is a sin. It's horrible. That's getting a little extreme. But you can't do that. You can't lose to Pepperdine. This Oregon State team, they were a disappointment all year long, I'm not going to lie. DeMarco Minor really took over as their lead scorer, at least in the tournament. He took a lot of shots in that game, and he scored 22 points. I'm not going to straight up say that the senior DeMarco Minor is their best player. It's probably Radich, the junior out of Germany, but he scored 1 point in the Pepperdine game. So Michael Radich, that's disgusting. I forgot it was that bad. But he's going to Baylor, so he's not even playing in this game. So Oregon State's missing their best guy who scored 1 point in their conference tournament game. Parsa Fala is another one of their leading scorers. I don't think he's transferred. He's their junior out of Iran, and their only other real notable guy is Nate Kings. Kings, I had to guess, is probably transferring. He's at UCF. So, nope, never mind. The article I'm seeing is that transfer portal Nate Kings is transferring before their game against UCF. I just immediately assumed that. Okay. So no Nate Kings tonight. No Radage as well. Yeah, Oregon State's screwed. How are they going to score? It's probably going to be DeMarco Minor, who's probably going to have to score quite a bit. Now, the problem with UCF tonight, it's Keyshawn Hill, right? You know, Keyshawn Hill's by far their best guy, and he's not playing in this tournament, obviously, right? Keyshawn Hill is one of the best players in the portal as a whole. He had a 40-point game against Arizona State this season, but I do believe, even without Keyshawn Hall playing in this tournament, I do think UCF is going to be okay. Because I think their supporting cast, you know, beyond Keyshawn Hill is decent, right? I think Keyshawn Hill is supposed to go to Kansas last I saw, which would be interesting because I'm pretty sure did they beat Kansas this year at Kansas? I know they played Kansas very competitively. Did they beat Kansas on their own? They did, yeah. Oh no, they lost by 4. Regardless though, like, that's what I don't get about the transfer portal. Like, why wouldn't you, I get it. He doesn't want to stay at UCF. Anyways, UCF's missing out on Keyshawn Hall, who makes up for a lot of their points. I believe Darius Johnson is playing, though. I have not seen anything about Darius Johnson not playing. So this is the difficulty of picking the NIT and the Crown, unlike the NCAA tournaments, because all these guys are opting out. It's like bowl games in college football. It's difficult. But I've not seen anything on Darius Johnson transferring. I've not seen anything on Jordan Ivy Curry transferring. Those two guys will make up for a lot of points. Darius Johnson is a 17-point-per-game scorer this season, and they should be able to burn Oregon State tonight. I think the UCF Knights destroy the Beavs. I think the Beavs, even though, yes, Keyshawn Hill's the best player on the court if everyone was playing, he's the biggest asset not playing tonight, sure. But Oregon State's missing a lot of guys. I think UCF runs right through them with their supporting cast. Give me the Knights and with Darius Johnson and Ivy Curry to win this game here against Oregon State and cover the 4.5 points. But at the same time, I don't mind a money line, minus 200 parlay with our next game, which is coming up in a little bit with the Crown, because I forgot this game's first. North Texas, UC Irvine. All right. I've been waiting a while for this. I saw these odds as soon as North Texas beat Oklahoma State and as soon as UCI beat UAB. I saw immediately UC Irvine's an underdog against North Texas. You know where we're going here. UC Irvine, guys, is winning the NIT. I said this when the NIT bracket was first made, and I'm going to continue to stand on that statement, okay? UC Irvine's winning the NIT. We'll get to the other NIT game later tonight with Chattanooga and Loyola Chicago, but I think UC Irvine gets to the championship. This team is too good. They are too loaded for a mid-major, okay? Devin Tillis, what a game against Alabama Birmingham. 22-11. This team is finding ways to win without Benton Leishton doing everything. Because Leishton, let's be honest, hasn't been the biggest factor recently for UCI, who is now at 31 wins this season. They're 31-6, right? Whether it be, we talk about their starting lineup all the time, they have a great starting 5, right? Leishton in the center, Tillis at the 4, and the 3 guards, Jurian Dixon, Justin Hone, and Miles Che. This is a great basketball team, and I think one of the best mid-majors in the country. I said it a while ago, it was a shame we did not get a 2-bid Big West, but honestly, I'm better off with this. UCI is going to be in the Final Four of the NIT, and they're taking on the North Texas Mean Green, who are coming off a great victory over Oklahoma State. But guys, Oklahoma State was one of the worst just straight-up Power 6 teams in all of college basketball this season. North Texas ended up winning it by 2 points. They almost choked it at the end. The refs were trying everything to get Oklahoma State back in that game in Stillwater, but it is what it is. We did have OK State, and it didn't go our way. North Texas wins, right? Aiden Wright with 15 points. That guy can hoop. Him and their other leading scorer, Jasper Floyd, have been really good recently. We know how Lorient is solid as well on this team. I just think UCI is better. I get it, Wright and Floyd can't hurt you for the Mean Green, but at the same time, guys, I like what UCI does. I think Benton Leishton is kind of due for a big game. I know, again, we just went on that statement, I went on that little ramble about, they've been very good without him being the guy, and they found ways to win without depending on him, with Tillis, with Hone, with Dixon and Che. This is a game where I think Leishton is going to feast. Guys, his matchup tonight is Mule Sissoko, the senior out of Mali for North Texas. He's not a scoring threat at all. I mean, that's not what he does. He's really bad at the free throw line from what I've seen in the limited sample size I've seen out of him. I believe, that was someone else in North Texas. I apologize. That was not Sissoko. Sissoko's not a bad free throw shooter, but he doesn't really score. That's just it. He doesn't really put up many shots. He's not a scoring threat at all. Yes, he'll grab boards, but guys, I believe Bent Leichtston is a better rebounder than him. Leichtston is going to be much bigger, obviously. Leichtston playing in potentially his final game. Sissoko playing in potentially his final game. Guys, Leichtston has 4 inches on him. Leichtston's 7'1", Sissoko is 6'9", and I think Leichtston's the better player. So again, Moulay Sissoko does, he is North Texas's center. He operates as their 5, and it's a matchup we really like here for Bent Leichtston. Lorienta as well plays down low, but Sissoko is more their traditional 5 because Lorient's going to score more at that kind of 4-ish position. They're both considered forwards, but I'd say, again, Sissoko is their 5. But again, Lorient does play pretty big too. So at the same time, are they going to double Leichtston? Well, go ahead, because then you leave one of the shooters open. I really like UCI in this spot, guys. I think it's a great opportunity for plus money. Yes, Aiden Wright can burn us. He's a good basketball player and a really good guard for the Mean Green. At the same time, though, UCI has a plethora of different guards that they can attack with Che, Hone, and Dixon, and Devin Tillis has been really good as well. It's another matchup to watch. Likely, we're going to see Devin Tillis on Brendan Lorient. We'll see how that goes. Tillis will be a little undersized in that, but Tillis does operate, again, they play pretty much 3 guards, and then Tillis is a small forward, but he has to play the 4 sometimes. We'll see. I'm okay with that with UCI. And I think Leichtston, again, I think he's due to have a good night, and I think the matchup with him and Sissoko is one that does favor the Anteaters. So give me UC Irvine, man. I like them to advance the NIT championship game. We'll get to their potential opponent later on in the video, but for now, I'm going UC Irvine at plus money here in Indianapolis, Indiana, to beat the North Texas Mean Green. To our next game, we move back to the Crown. This is the second half of the parlay I was mentioning earlier. I forgot we had the NIT game squeezed in between. Villanova money line is the second half of the parlay against Colorado. So now again, we have to think, who's not playing in this basketball game? I'll get to that in a minute. I don't care who's playing for Colorado. They're just not that good. Okay? I don't care. There's not that good of a basketball team. All right, the Buffs were atrocious this season. We want to talk about horrible Big 12 teams. Well, that's Colorado. Now, we don't got to worry about really the heart and soul of Villanova basketball playing today because Eric Dixon is a senior. He is playing. I've not seen anything that indicates that Eric Dixon is not playing tonight. And also, I believe Wooga's playing as well. So you get a senior-heavy team here in Nova who a lot of people thought, they're going to go out and win the Big East tournament. I never saw it. But anyways, Nova is a team that legitimately could win this thing. Right? I think Boise's their biggest competition, but if they match up against Boise, I think they're on opposite sides of the bracket. That can easily be your final here, and I think it probably will be. Nova's good. They really are. They just, again, couldn't beat the top teams in the Big East this season. They couldn't find ways to win close games. That's okay, because in this, they should dominate. I'm not going to lie. Guys, this spread should be 6.5. It really should. Colorado can't hang with this team. I don't think so. This is a 3-7 team in the Big 12. 3-17 team in the Big 12. Yeah, they had won 3 games to close out Big 12 play. They went on a little bit of a run in the tournament, beating Texas Christian and beating West Virginia. That was a fluke. They played their best ball games in that tournament, and now, they've been off for 3 weeks. I know you can say the same about Nova, sure, but guys, that was something special Colorado had going on. I was witnessing Jamovsky hit everything. I saw Julian Hammond go crazy in that tournament. Hammond wasn't having his best games, but regardless, Hammond was, in the TCU game, is performing well. Jamovsky was he was good. He was really good. He couldn't miss from beyond the arc in that entire tournament. That's not going to continue, guys. It's not. Villanova is just a much better team compared to Colorado. I don't care who's on the court for the Buffs. I really don't. I assume Julian Hammond's playing. He's a senior. Jamovsky's a senior as well out of Macedonia. I expect him to play as well. Bengo Dak. I don't know if Bengo Dak's playing or not. But anyways, did Bengo Dak transfer? I don't think. I've not seen anything about him transferring yet. So I think Bengo Dak is playing. That guy's a talent, I'm not going to lie. Regardless, though, guys, Eric Dixon's playing for Villanova. He led college basketball in points this season. He averages 23 points a game. Wooga's really good as well. And they got Jordan Longino as well, who can score. This is a good team. They're a senior-heavy bunch, and that's why they should be one of the favorites to win this entire thing. Them and Boise, right, again, I think are 1A and 1B in the Crown this season. It's because they're senior-heavy, because they have the experience, and they were one of the best teams, I think, to enter this tournament in the first place, and they were a squad that just, came out on the wrong side of a lot of results this season. That's okay. They were competitive in a bunch of games, right? Beat Marquette down the stretch, beat St. John's. They just didn't have the best non-conference run, right? They lost to St. Joe's, they lost to Maryland, lost to Virginia, they lost to Columbia. They were a team that kind of figured it out towards the end of the season. The problem was, okay, they're not good enough to get in that large, and they're going to have to run the table in the Big East tournament to get into the NCAA tournament, but they just ran into Dan Hurley and UConn in the second round after beating Seton Hall in the first. So I don't mind the squad. Again, they're senior heavy. These guys are playing, and they should be more than motivated to win this basketball game. Again, I said it earlier. I'll say it again. I think this line should be 6.5 for Villanova. I think they destroy Colorado. Guys, Colorado, for as great as they looked in those games in the Big 12 tourney, they were still only scoring like 65 points. I get it. They're kind of a slower pace of play team. I don't care. Nova's going to kill this team, man. Give me the Villanova Wildcats minus 3.5. Should be complete domination tonight. Give me Eric Dixon. Give me Luca Popular. And give me Longino and these guys. I really think Villanova runs right over Colorado. Minus 3.5. But again, I just recommend we can forget about the points and let's just parlay Nova and UCF and call it a day here. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I don't think the former Pac-12 teams are all that good. We're not going to talk about the other former Pac-12 team in USC, but we're going to our final best bet of the video. We move to the other NIT semifinal, Loyola Chicago versus Chattanooga. This is where the Cinderella Chattanooga run ends, guys. It's great. I'm happy for them. They have 27 wins this season. This is where it comes to an end. Loyola Chicago is just the better basketball team, okay? I've been so impressed with Loyola Chicago's run, right? We've picked against them multiple times. We're done picking against the Ramblers, okay? We're done. 3 wins in this tournament, 3 games I didn't think they were going to win. Given the San Jose State pick was a little ambitious on my end, picking the Spartans, picking, our guy Latrell Davis and company over there with SJSU. That was an ambitious pick. Okay, whatever. They almost got it to the Spartans, but Loyola Chicago goes to San Jose and win. They go to San Francisco, win a 1-point game, right? Very great game over the Dons. The Kent State victory, they get that game at Loyola Chicago, they win it by 10, right? I mean, this team's been on fire in this tournament. Jaden Dawson drops 35 points in the victory over the Dons, right? Des Watson drops 24 points over San Jose State. They've had some real great scoring nights, and they just feel like a really tough team to beat. Chattanooga's good, 3 straight wins in the tournament, beating Middle Tennessee in triple overtime, beating Dayton, beating Bradley on the road as well by 2 points. They've been impressive. Honor Huff has had a great tournament. Bash Weiland has been playing really well as well. These 2 guards are scoring, and they've been exceptional scorers in the NIT. However, Loyola Chicago is going to be able to outpace them tonight. I truly believe it. I think Loyola Chicago is just better. Chattanooga's had a fun run out the SoCon, but we're taking the best team in the SoCon against a probably number 3 this year, probably the number 4 team in the A10. I would say they're number 4. I put VCU, George Mason, St. Joe's, then Loyola Chicago, personally. But anyways, a top 5-ish team at minimum in the A10 this season in the Loyola Chicago Ramblers. I'm going to take the team at the top of the A10. I'm going to. And I think the potential of high-scoring nights and the potential of dominating and just getting away from the other team is with Loyola Chicago. It's with Des Watson. It's with Jaden Dawson as well. Sheldon Edwards, don't forget, again, he's a guy who can explode. Well, he's not going to give you the most points, but he's a guy who can take over a game at times, and he's a guy who can command the court and score as well. There are players in this team. Miles Rubin, not a bad 5 for this Loyola Chicago team too. Again, it's been a fun season for Chattanooga. Personally, I'm really surprised they're in this spot. I don't think anybody expected them to get into this spot. It's been good. I just think this is too much. I just think it is. I think Loyola Chicago is going to be too high scoring for them. I think the pace that they put on Chattanooga is going to be too much, and I just don't think the SoCon regular season champions are able to stay in the basketball game. I'm taking Loyola Chicago to win this one by 9, 8, potentially double digits. Again, I just think they just get away from Chattanooga in this one. So give me a NIT championship game of Loyola Chicago versus UC Irvine. It should be a really fun one. That is my projected championship game in the NIT. We will get to that game on Thursday if and when it happens with Loyola Chicago and UCI. If it's somehow again North Texas Chattanooga, we'll get to it when we get to it. And our winners again today in the crown. Straight winners are Cincinnati, UCF, Villanova, and likely USC, but we like DePaul on the spread as well. Really like Nova on the spread, and I guess Tulane on the spread, even though I'm not playing it personally, and we didn't even go over it in today's video. because that game's just a crapshoot. Who knows what happens with USC and Tulane? It's just, it's ridiculous. Anyways, folks, thank y'all for watching. By the way, future Pac-12 team in Tulane. Just want to note that. Thank y'all for watching our 5 best bets for college basketball here on April 1st. The final 5 best bets video here with the 2024-2025 college basketball season. Again, just before we wrap up, I just want to thank you guys for all the support this season with college basketball best bets. Again, the 5 best bets are over, but we're still doing best bets for the rest of the week. I'll get to more of this later on, but thank you guys for watching this entire season. We'll be back next year for more daily college basketball best bets, 5 best bets every single day. So again, I just want to thank you guys for that. Let's keep it rolling though with the NCAA tournament and the NIT and the crown to close it out here in 2025. Folks, thank y'all for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you do disagree with any of the picks. Folks, thank y'all for watching, and Mamba forever.